Warning. Today's Comic Conundrum does not have that much funny bits. In fact, it's mostly science fiction talk. You have been warned. Alright, folks. Warnings aside, today on Comic Conundrums, we are going to be talking about Superman's escape pod. That being said, the obligatory Neil to Zod joke. Kneel before Isaacs! Okay. So, as me and my friend Josh were talking about last night, he mentioned some storyline in which Superman supposedly traveled to some new Krypton, and he wasn't sure exactly what it was because, well, he was tired and I was drunk. So the only conclusion we came up with was that he was talking about the planet of the New Gods, and the explanation of how Superman traveled so quickly to New Gods was the boom tubes. If you don't know what the boom tube is, consider yourself lucky you're not a nerd. If you know what the boom tubes are, you're a comic nerd, and I need no explanation. But the thing was, after talking about the boom tubes, we thought of something else. How the hell did Superman survive the escape planet Krypton when it blew up? I mean, yeah, it was an escape pod, but I mean, he was a kid. He wasn't hooked up to no life support system. He wasn't put in a state of suspended animation as far as we knew. I mean, yeah, you can last a week without water. Yeah, water. Like a month without food, but he didn't have no rations or IV systems hooked up to him. So even if his ship was traveling at the speed of light, which we doubt because his planet explodes as he's leaving it, we came up with some theories. Okay, we came up with a theory, and the source to back it up. Because here's some problems. One, lack of life support system in the escape pod. You're telling me a Kryptonian baby somehow just floated through space for who knows how long with a limited air supply, no food, no water, and landed on Earth in Kansas and was like, hey folks, I'm good to go. And I know some of the fanboys are going to be saying, well, he's Superman. The yellow sun is going to make him invulnerable and not need any... No, that shit don't work for one reason. Yes, yellow sun does make him stronger, make him near invulnerable, but he needs to be charged with it. So he was in a red sun galaxy for who knows how long before he even reached the yellow sun galaxy, so yellow sun radiation ain't going to cut it. Two, people are going to say, well, it's a comic book. Why are you thinking so much into it? I got a stuffed penguin here, and I'm talking to him like he's real. Clearly, I am a nerd who had nothing better on my time than to think up this random crap and have nerd debates about. Three, he flew away from an exploding planet. If any debris hit that escape pod, he would be thrown off course unless it had some sort of internal computer to keep on track. But as far as we can tell, there were no trajectory adjusting rockets on that thing. It was just pretty much, hey, point to Earth, launch, and whew. So, how did he do it? How did Superman survive from exploding Krypton all the way to Earth as an infant with an undetermined amount of time? Here's what we thought up. Phantom Zone technology. Now, for those of you who do not know what the Phantom Zone technology is, the Phantom Zone is, in layman's terms, a parallel ghost world. If you are in the Phantom Zone, you are fully aware of your surroundings. You can see what's going on, but you can't interact with anything around you. You're basically that, a phantom. You don't need any food or water to sustain your life, and you're just kind of in limbo. Or you're in some weird floating crystal thing like in Superman 1 and 2, the original. Watch those movies if you haven't, they're pretty good. So, Phantom Zone technology. If the whole escape pod revolved around Phantom Zone technology, it can launch from Krypton on a time delay, activate itself to become a phantom-like state, and continue moving towards Earth. But in its phantom state, would not be affected by radiation, would not be affected by space debris. Superman would not need food or water to survive, wouldn't even need air, so he can be there for who knows how long. And let's face it, Superman's dad, Jor-El, was a scientist. He could have figured out how long it would have taken for the escape pod to get to Earth. All you gotta do is set the timer on the Phantom Zone generator. When the ship goes phantom, it runs for a certain amount of time right before it hits Earth, and right as it comes to Earth, right before it lands in Kansas, turn the Phantom Zone generator off. Solid Superman, no air, no water, no worries about being knocked off trajectory. That's what I think, at least. I don't know what Zysix thinks. He just wants the whole Kneel before Zod thing to work for him. You know, Zod, Zysix. Watch Superman 2 if you don't get the Kneel before Zod thing. Well, that's my theory anyway. You think I'm right? Think I'm wrong? Think you got a better theory? Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Let me know what you want to see in the next Comic Conundrum. Well, until next time, kneel before Zysix. Or, you know, give him a tuna fish sandwich. I'm sure that'll please him too. Later.